What's up, my YouTube family? Sergeant Greybeard with the Gaming Brigade, back with another Division 2 video, and as most of you know by now, the Golden Bullet Global event starts today. It's by far one of the most popular ones in the game. Now, I wanted to put a video together showing new and returning players a few tips to help you get a lot of gear in a short amount of time. Now, if you happen to be new to the channel, first of all, welcome. Secondly, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. We would love for you to be a part of our gaming family. And if you enjoyed this or found it helpful at all, do me a favor, my friends, hit that like button. It really does help us out. So once again, to be clear, this video is for new players, people who haven't played Golden Bullet in a while. If you're a vet, you already know this stuff. There is no point in watching this video whatsoever unless you just want to hear my voice. And for that, I'm very flattered. But anyway, getting back to the footage you're looking at, the most important thing to remember is you need to activate this event in order to earn the stars, and earning stars are the most important thing in the entire event whatsoever. Now, you can gain stars by doing daily challenges, and while the event is active, you will also gain a star for every shade level that you earn. Now, in addition to the ability of earning stars, there's also the regular reward track for this event as well. You can see here as you progress through the tiers, you're getting different items as well. However, in my opinion, XP farming, getting those stars, and completing these challenges are the best way to go. One thing I'd like to remind you as we move on is remember, you can always go back and complete certain aspects of a daily challenge if you didn't complete it the day it came out. So let's say, obviously today's day 1 and there are a few things you didn't get done. You want to move on to day 2, you can, and at any point you can go back to a previous day and complete anything you weren't able to before. So to give you a quick breakdown of how this event works, and it's really simple, you're going to be cruising around in the open world and you're going to see an NPC or multiple ones that have this little golden bullet icon over their head, and you'll see it starts to charge up. Now, the most important thing is that is the first NPC you want to take out. And you want to do that for 2 reasons. First of all, making sure they don't fully form the golden bullet. If they do, they're going to become incredibly powerful. But secondly, and more importantly, when you take it from them, that's when your character, like you can see here, will glow yellow and you'll have all the buffs and just shred NPCs. I mean, we're talking weapon damage increase, rate of fire increase, ammo added to your clip automatically. And one thing you want to make sure you listen for is when you're playing, you're going to hear Isaac say, enemy forming golden bullet. When that takes place, keep your head on a swivel, look for that enemy, take them out, and then you're good to go. Next, my friends, I'd like to show you a few of the things I like to do during this event to farm for XP, and the first of which is hitting up territory controls. I love these things, you can get there really fast, and once you learn the timing of the NPC, you're clearing them in less than a minute and you're gaining over 200,000 XP. With that being said, my recommendation is look throughout the map, find a few territory controls that you're comfortable with, learn that timing, and farm them over and over and over again. You could be gaining 1 shade level at least in under 4 minutes, so again, it is one of the most efficient ways to really farm and, more importantly, gain those stars. Now, getting back to the footage you're looking at, on that first attempt, I did that on challenging difficulty with 3 directives just to give you a baseline. And my XP that I earned, it said on the screen 194 plus, but the bottom line is when you add the XP you earn from taking out the NPCs, that is going to well put you over 200,000. Now, at the second location I'm showing you, I upped the difficulty to heroic for a few reasons. One, to show you, you can obviously gain a little more XP. The higher the difficulty, the more directives. But secondly, your character is so powerful during this event, you are just ripping through NPCs. It's absolutely awesome. Now, the next thing I want to show you is, once I've cleared this area, you see I get 256 plus XP. That's rounded up to closer to 300,000. So like I said, every 4 to 5 minutes, you're gaining that level. Now, in order to do that in that time frame, what I do is this. I then reset my control points and you will be put back to the closest safe house. And what you do at that point is you will see if the territory control is back on the map. If it is, you just go back over and over again and stack that XP. Now, as you saw a moment ago on the map, the territory control was not there because I cleared it. However, now that I reloaded, or excuse me, not reloaded, I reset the control points, it is back again. So my friends, I'm going to hit that spot nonstop. Now, as most of you know by now, there are no shortage of ways to farm for XP in this game. I mean, you have missions, you have control points, you have convoys, you have elite patrols. There are so many different things, and one of my favorites is the warhound convoy because you can gain so much XP in such a short amount of time. Now, the only problem with the Warhound convoy, it is on a 30-minute timer. It used to be something where it could pop up over and over again when you reset the control points. That's not the case anymore, but when you see this on the map, my friends, hit it up, because all you do is take these guys out and then just rip through the NPCs coming out of the truck. You can see here I once again dropped the difficulty to challenging. I'm doing 3 directives. Now, the actual XP you earn with this Warhound convoy, that is going to be in par with any of the elite patrols, elite resource convoys, whatever else there is. Anything elite in this game, it's going to give you the same amount of XP, which is just under actually 260,000. One thing I do is if I'm just open world farming, every time I open up my map, because they can spawn in different areas, but every time I open up my map, I look for any sort of icon, whether it's, a resource icon or a patrol icon that has a circle around it. That will indicate it's an elite, an elite version of one of those, and those are the ones you want to hit up. Finally, my friends, I want to talk about choosing difficulty when it comes to farming XP in this event. And I want to use an example, and again, I've used this before, but this is for new and returning players who maybe haven't heard this, is you want to make sure you're really focused on your time management. So let's say you were going to run the Lincoln Memorial mission on Heroic with 3 directives. Now, the base XP for that is 641,000, just over that. Now, at the same time, you have to think, how long is that going to take you to do? And for most players, it could be anywhere between 10 to 12 minutes. Now, if you take those 10 to 12 minutes, that would gain you, let's say, 700,000 XP. As I showed you before, you can run territory controls in under a minute, gain 200,000 XP per attempt. Therefore, during those 12 minutes, chances are you're going to be pulling in at least 1 million, maybe 1.2 mil XP during that time, because every minute or two you are gaining that, 200,000 XP, so it's very efficient. And even though I'm farming on challenging difficulty, which means the loot isn't going to be as strong as it would be on heroic, in my mind, all I'm doing is farming XP. I am not worried about the loot itself, because all I want to do is gain stars as fast as possible and buy as many caches as I can. Now, some of you have reached out to the channel asking, what caches should you buy? Should you do, exotic ones or named or legacy, whatever it may be? Now, if you're looking for certain exotics, of course, you want to buy the exotic ones. However, they are a bit expensive. In my opinion, you want to focus on the named caches and the legacy caches, not only because they have incredibly powerful high-rolled weapons and items in there, but also remember, with those 2 caches, you have the chance of getting a Dark Zone exclusive item. So for people who do not like going into the DZ, this is the time you can pick up things that normally you may not be able to get. And as I start to wrap this video up, my friends, do me a favor. If you have any tips or tricks you want to pass along to new and returning players to help them really gain that XP fast, let me know in the comments section down below. And remember, as I say that, these tips should really be geared for people who, let's say, struggle on heroic solo. They're looking for a way to gain those stars, get better gear. That way they can actually run heroic solo. So again, make sure the advice you're giving is something that most players can do, because we want to help people just really stack their character as fast as they can. One thing I want to mention really quick is I'm going to be posting a video around this build that you're seeing right here. This is my #1 go-to, golden bullet build. I absolutely love the thing. I'll be posting a video based around it in probably about 2 or 3 hours, and then I'll be posting a second one around the pestilence tomorrow. On that note, my friends, I want to, as always, take a moment and thank you all for your incredible support of this channel. As I mentioned at the beginning of this thing, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. If you enjoyed this, you can hit that like button as well. But most importantly, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.
Heavily armored hostile. Supply room access unlocked.